Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we have an Apple CarPlay upgrade kit for a 2011 Ford Fiesta. So I'm going to go through all the steps that I do, so there's not really a good tutorial on YouTube, so I'm going to try and make a good one for you. So let's firstly go through what you get in the box. The first item is obviously the plastic, which you get the frame, which the screen will slide into, which brings us to the screen, which is here. All touch buttons. I'm not really a fan, but I know you can do the original steering wheel controls with it as well, so that's always handy. So that's the second item. Then you get, by the looks of it, this is either an antenna or a converter. I'm not too sure with you. We're going to need to read the instructions, but yeah, it's the antenna, I think. There we are. You then get, which I was a bit worried about, the correct wiring harness, I believe it is, for my car. So you get this, and then this plug here is for the little screen that you have where your old radio would be. And then just the rest of the stuff, I believe, just plugs into the stereo. Also have your RCA leads, and if your car is a different model and you have this plug, this comes with it as well. So it has all of the converter plugs in it, I believe up to 2014, and when it's facelift it's all different. Then we have what looks like video cable, yep, for the reverse camera. So you've got all your reverse cameras here, you've got the wiring for it. And then, moving on again, it comes with a trim tool, so you can easily remove your stereo, and what looks like more connectors for your RCAs and videos, or if you want to put anything else in. I believe, yeah, subwoofer, you've got everything on this, which is really handy. Yeah, this, I believe, is, I'm not too sure, something, we'll get to that later. And yeah, just some other random cables. That's a USB, so if you want to plug your phone in via USB, you get two of them, along with a glass cleaner, which is good. And then two brackets, which I'm not too sure what they are. And most importantly, the instructions, which show you all of the ways of wiring it up, what each cable is labelled, where to plug everything in, and there is also stuff on the other side, all of the manuals. So it's actually a really good kit, because I know most of this stuff doesn't come with instructions, so I'm really glad it does. So there we have it. Here is all the stuff you get in the box, along with the two brackets. So let's get installing, and I'm going to try and make it as step by step as possible. I believe this is a converter for your steering wheel buttons. So the first thing I'm going to install is this, which is, I think, all of the RCA connectors. Plug them in like that. That's that installed. And now next, I think we're going to go and install whatever this is. Now, next, I'm going to go ahead and install the USBs, which I believe go somewhere. This is the first USB, which just plugs in like that. And the second USB has a different connector, which then also just plugs in like this. If I can get it in, there we are. This, and that's got all of your sync and stuff like that on it. And I believe, yeah, that's for your screen and that's for your head unit. I believe this is for your GPS, when it screws on into this part here. Then this little piece, I think it's just the radio, and I think that'll be in the car, where we can just plug that straight into it, like that. Okay, and now this radio, I was like, is this the wrong size? Because it goes in, it doesn't fit at all. But what I think we have to do, it goes in from the inside like this. I don't know if we're still going to see the buttons, but I believe that's the correct way of it going in. This looks relatively correct, so we will miss out on all of the touch buttons. But I think the actual car stereo, the original buttons and all the steering wheel controls will work with this. So there's no need to worry about that. And then I literally think these brackets, just screw in like that. Comes with all the screws and everything you'll need. There's also these screws, which I believe are the correct ones. I don't know what the other ones are for, we'll find out. There we are. Now, don't do them up tight, because then you'll struggle to get in. So I just done it all up loosely, and that's what it looks like once it's installed. Now we're going to go into the car and have a look. I've just noticed it comes with a microphone. I'm going to open this up. And also, we're going to plug this in, which I believe is like a little aux port just here. I believe, yep, microphone. We're going to plug that in, and we can run that somewhere decent in the car. Right, so moving in the car. This is a head unit I have, and I have taken this out before, and I think it literally is just a couple clips. I have got some spare trim tools just in case it is a little bit more tricky, but this top piece literally, I believe, just pops off. like that. There's one, there's two, and there's three. And I think the top is a little bit more fiddly. You have to proper, that's just my speed camera thing. You have to proper pull it off. Okay, so what I've done was, I just got my trim tool, loosened it all, and I proper just yanked it, and it came off. So, this is the stereo, and it needs to be undone. The little screen with two of these star screws. Okay, oh, yeah, and exactly what happened after undoing these two torque screws and dropping the piece down here, which now I've lost, this should now come out. That just really pops out, you just need quite a bit of force. Now we can remove this, so this pushes over, we need to push this part in, and this plastic piece will go over it, and then we can pull it out. There we are, that can now be removed. Now we can take this part off, which mine comes off easily. You might need a trim tool, but it's just literally a simple clip here. And then this stereo, after undoing these two bolts and these screws, should lift out. Okay, I've sort of gone a bit too far, but you want to undo the bolts here, here, and then another one here and here. You would need, I don't know what size nut it is, but then you'll need the same torque screw you use to undo the top pieces. Then you want to pull hard, but not too hard, on release the stereo. But there is a little bit of plastic here, so right under here you want to pull, and then you pull and it will pop straight up, and then you want to push up and this will pop out. Now we can get to the connectors, which are here, and that's the antenna. Now we're going to go and unplug the buttons, just like that. There we go, that's now removed. We can then unplug the antenna, and then finally unplug this big cable. Now we can put this aside and put that in the back. Now, this is going to be the hard part. So, you want to plug this connector here. I've simply threaded the USBs into the glove box here, just through this part here, and then you can just put your hand here and feel it. And then we can go and plug in the main plug, which is a bit of a tight fit, but it does go in, like so. And then you want your antenna adapter, and this is literally going to plug in to your old Fiesta antenna and plug in to the new antenna location, which is here. There we are, like so. We don't need that little metal piece that we had. Now, just to check, I'm going to go and turn the ignition on. Hopefully it works. Hey! Alright, that's actually pretty good. Does everything work correctly? I don't know. Don't think the steering wheel controls work. Maybe I need to plug this in. I'll turn the ignition off and it has gone off. Okay. Let's plug this in, hopefully it works. And the last thing I'm going to do before I check that, I'm going to thread the GPS through the glove box and plug that in just so I don't have to take all this out again. Okay, so just sort of temporarily put everything back. We're going to try it again. It turns on. The volume knobs still don't work, which isn't good. I don't like that don't work. Oh, okay, it does work. It was just a bit laggy. Now with the steering wheel controls, to get them working, you want to go onto your apps. So you'll click here, and then you'll go over to SWC. I've already done mine, but for example, you can click this, and then you'll click the button, and then you'll click the tick, and that will do it. So again, I'll let you go. So say I want to go skip to the right, you click this button, and then you'll click what button you want to set it to, and then you'll click the tick, and that's it. Steering wheel controls. So what I'm going to do is, I know audio plays. Let's play some music. Here we are. I want to make sure everything works. Make sure the sub works, that's the most important. Okay, it seems to work, the sub seems to work. So I'm now going to try Bluetooth and everything, and hopefully that works. Right, this isn't good. It doesn't fit, look. I don't know if I'm supposed to cut something or what, but that is not going in no matter what. That's annoying, but it does all work. That's what makes it even more annoying. So after messing around and looking online, I found you have to cut the plastic around it. You have to cut it right up to the wiring loom. I ended up cutting a little bit more after, but after that it simply slots in easily. You just remove the old clips off of the old piece of plastic, put them on the new one, and then it literally just slots in. I'm coming back next morning. It's all installed. You simply just clicks in, and that's it. It's ready to go. You turn your car on, it turns on automatically. You've got all your music, you can set all your Bluetooth and everything up on there. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto on it. Everything works correctly, all the steering wheel controls work. I've also set this one to the play button and pause button, which I find really handy. So up, down, skip right, skip left, and play, pause. So yeah, overall I'm happy with this. It works how I want it to, and I think it's a good value upgrade for my car. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to leave it there. Any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll try and get back. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.